Well, now, that's better. Hello there. Welcome to the Den. I hope you're all doing wonderful on this magnificent Monday evening. I hope that everything you hope and wish for in life is coming to fruition. I hope that everything is well with you and yours. But if you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. If you're new to it, welcome. Feel free to participate in the chat, the conversation, and when we open up the Denline, make sure you call in, whatever it may be it conversation on tonight's topic or whatever's on your mind. Sometimes people just need some life advice, and I'll do my best to provide it. And we know the friends of the Den will be more than happy to help with that also. So if you don't know, I'm your host, Honcho. Yes. And I hope you're all doing well, like I said. But tonight, man, we're going to talk about overcoming negativity. Enough with the shenanigans. We're going to talk about overcoming negativity. And, you know, some ways and methods that you can get out of a negative mind state and you get out of a negative mind frame. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get caught up in, you know, 2 or 3 bad things can happen to you and then you just start down this path. Or, you know, you could be having a good day and, you know, just something just throws you off. Again, it happens. It happens. But you want to avoid that as much as possible. But let's see what friends of the Den are joining us this evening. And then we'll get into the conversation. Dr. Rabbit, what's the motherfucking deal? I see Beyond a Funny Nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Read a Book Game and Vincent Bryson. Jared Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi the Tiger. Heidi the Tiger, they say. You know, tigers are endangered, so I don't believe it. Bark, what's the motherfucking deal? Anthony Bailey, Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Balin Rios, what's the motherfucking deal? He just zipped your mind of all things, O'Brien. Yeah, man, I was working on some stuff. They wouldn't deliberately, but I ain't want to hear nothing about the goddamn big game. And I had some other stuff going on that kind of ran a little bit over, so it is what it is. Brandon Davis, what's the motherfucking deal? So again, I hope you're all doing well. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix something real quick. I'll keep talking, but I gotta do something here. Alakazam. So again, like I said, today we're going to talk about overcoming negativity. We're going to talk about why people are negative. We're going to talk about how people can overcome it. We can talk about, you know, what causes negativity, and sometimes, you know, when you work on being positive, and occasionally you relapse. Sometimes, you know, I talk about how I used to be an extremely negative person. I mean, just saw everything from the bad side. And I think there's a lot of people still like that. But the problem with them is that, and the problem that was with me is that they don't even realize it because they've been that way their whole life. So you don't realize that you are negative. It crashed on the wheel, boy. Just out of nowhere, fucking little streaming program just talking about, oops, crash. Oops, nigga, what you mean, oops? I'm in the middle of a stream. Fuck you mean? I could be negative about that, but I'm so positive right now. I don't know. Well, depends on what term positivity you talk about. Sometimes you want to be negative, goddammit. But again, so apologize for that little mishap. You know, okay, so it is what it is. And yeah, this time it was actually not the fucking internet. It was just actually the fucking program itself. Man, I ain't even been on the Pornhub in a while. You know, I need to see how Pornhub doing. They might have had some updates or something for the new year. I need to see what's going on. I need to see what's going on. But again, man, you know, talking about negativity, talking about ways to overcome negativity, talking about ways to make yourself more positive. What causes negativity? There was a bunny slipper vote. I definitely would have gave it a no. But the thing about it, well, unless they were the bunny slippers like from Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, then I would have gave those a yes. But talking about negativity, talking about why people are negative, and sometimes it could just be the way you're raised. And I don't want to know if it's, I wouldn't call it a genetic thing or a hereditary. A test of the emergency broadcast system. If it happens to crash again, I know I'll reboot everything and have to start over. But I think I know what the problem is, and so we'll see what happens. But if it does again, then I'll probably be off for about a minute, and then just reboot the whole system. But yeah, that's crazy. So. Yeah, that's what it is, man. We gotta blow the cartridge. Gotta knock the dust off of it. And yes. Let's get back to it. It says self-doubt can be the root of self-hate. Most people are not taught that mindset is just as important as action. I agree. I definitely agree, and I think that's a thing. We're told about math. We're taught about reading. We're taught about history and things like that, but we're never taught about self. And that's why I think, and I always recommend to people a lot about, personal development, self-understanding, realizing who you are and why. I remember being young and you used to see, no, don't take selfies. That's horrible. Everything else around self but selfies. I remember it used to be when I was young that I would see like the infomercials, or you'd hear about the people like Tony Robbins, or you'd hear about these speakers or whatever. And it would be people around me that would be like, oh, they're fake. There's no way anybody can be that positive. Nobody can be. And not realizing, I'm thinking this is the realistic perspective, but not realizing that the person I'm listening to is negative, not the speaker, but the person who's referring to the speaker, because they don't have any awareness of what this person is talking about or what this person has been through. And they're just speaking from their own experience because they can't do it. And so I think one of those important things is examining your environment. And if you come from an environment of negativity, lack or something of the nature, it was crazy because Tyler and Dr. Ebbett have the same thing, so I didn't know what was going on there. But if you come from an environment of lack, if you come from an environment that is generally negative, you're always hearing negative stories, negative outcomes, and you're kind of, you're infiltrated by these topics, by these things, around you. It can be infectious. It can become a part of you. And if you don't realize that this is going on, you think this is just everyday life, you think this is just what it is, then you kind of in for, I wouldn't say a rude awakening, because if you look for a certain thing, you'll get what you're looking for. That's what I talk about. We look at racism, or we look at some type of quote unquote phobia or some type of injustice or thing like that. If you go looking for it, you can find it. And I think that is the issue. You get what you focus on. So I think if you focus on positivity, you will find positivity. I'm thinking about the game 2K because I used to look like the nigga off 2K. But my thing is, you have to figure out what it is in your life that's making you feel the way you do and how to get around that. And so it's going to be different for different people. But I recommend you seeking out a way to see a better angle in your life. And so what I mean by that is, well, you've got more to do, learn to love yourself and make yourself happy. Always evaluate yourself. Yeah. And that's the thing. And let me tell you that it's unfortunate. Like I said, it took for me, spend a little bit of time at an old Club County, and just kind of sitting there and just, because I guess maybe I was just moving too fast. I'd been moving too fast for quite some time, and I wasn't taking the time to stop, sit down, and look at myself and say, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why do you think this? Why do you feel this way? I talk about the impact of religion. I talk about the impact of, my prior beliefs before, I had this sit down with myself. And so my thing is, it's terrible what you got going on there, Heidi. But my thing about it is, and this is where I speak on, auditing and self-belief a lot, because you have to understand what it is you're seeking, why you're not getting there, and what it's going to take to get there. You know what I'm saying? And again, so sitting in that old vicinity and really looking around and just saying, man, oh, these people are dumb. This is stupid. This is that, and this is this. And I said, man, wait. How can I talk about these people? How can I speak badly and poorly of these people when I'm sitting in the exact same room, space, cell, holding cell, whatever you want to call it, bunk, whatever you want to call it, as these people that I'm talking about? So how can I call them anything? Because I'm in the same position that they're in, regardless of how smart or intelligent I may think I am. Obviously, I've made the wrong decisions that got me put here. And so then I had to start thinking, like, why am I here? What belief, what did I do? I was the glitch in the system that got me here. Because if I made other choices, then I think other outcomes would happen. And that's where I started, getting back to reading a lot more and seeking out a lot more and understanding. I believe heavily in energy. The type of energy you put out is the type of energy you get back, and so I had to sit back and think about it. I was putting out a lot of negative energy. I don't think I was treating people badly, but the way I saw everything, and sometimes I still do, and I have to catch myself, honestly. It's a continuous process. But I always had negative expectations, a negative expectation of the outcome. And so when I started changing things up and I started thinking much more upbeat, much more positively, even if it didn't seem likely, even if it didn't seem possible, I always had some very interesting outcomes on things that I focused on with a more positive look. And so, again, I have to apply that more so, because like I say, sometimes I fall back into the negative and have negative expectations. But, when you apply a spin on it, I think that the energy that you give, the way that you approach things automatically change. You may not realize it, but you change. And so your outcome tends to change, But when you just go in a situation, like let's come up with an example here. So say we were talking about work the other day. We were talking about work. And we talked about people who go in there and they give it a half-ass effort and get nothing out of it, And because, I'm only getting paid this much, so I'm only doing this. So you're going into it with a negative thought process. And so with that negative thought process, you're like, fuck, I'm not going to give my full effort because I'm not going to get anything out of it. So you're going to get what you say. You're not going to get anything out of it because you didn't make any kind of effort to see something positive out of it. As opposed to the person who says, hey, might not be the best job in the world, but I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to work my hardest and, I'm going to have a good day no matter what. And then you wonder why this person who's always eternally upbeat or in a good mood and, it'll be that same person who was negative. Why are you working so hard? Or why are you doing that? And then you wonder why this person gets an opportunity to go on and do something greater. And that person who's negative is just, it's because they'll find every other reason to justify why this other person was successful and they were not. And I got to kind of stop doing that because, it's because they were born in this situation. It was because this and this. Instead of actually looking and say, okay, what kind of work did this person put in? What did this person leverage every opportunity that they were given to get where they're trying to get to? And I can't knock anybody for that, because some people are born at the bottom and that motivates them to get to where they want to get to. Some people are born at the top of the pyramid and sometimes they fucking slide down and fall all the way the fuck off. So the worst people are those who are always completely negative, but do absolutely nothing to change it. Like this belief you're promising somebody else. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's my thing. And you notice that those people tend to repeat the cycle. So when bad stuff always happens, the person who's always talking about, man, why does bad stuff always happen to me? Generally, those type of people tend to be very negative. Those people those people tend to be blamers They put the blame on everybody else. And that's my thing. So if you put the blame on everybody else, blame is power. And this is something I learned a while back. Blame is power. So if I say I blame such and such for me being in this situation, okay, well then guess what? Only such and such can get you out of that situation because you don't even realize how powerful you are. If I say, hey, you know what? I did this shit. I put myself in this situation. I fucked up. I'm taking the blame. Now I give myself the power to get myself out of that situation. And a lot of people cast blame elsewhere because they don't want to accept the responsibility for what they did or for their situation. And it's so many people like that. You know, that's why I say, like, I'm not big on the hating on Trump. Like, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not a Trump hater. Because what kills me is like all the people who blame Trump for their problem. This is why we're doing this. Man, the dude only been in office, what, 2 years? You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of years, and he all of a sudden he's the reason that you fucking 40 something and got problems. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. He's not the reason you're in the issue that you are. It's you are, and you're just not liking what situations are coming out of it. You know. And again, there's a lot of other things. Like I say, it's so many other issues, but we're going to save some of those topics for other days. You know, we're just going to try to keep it focused mainly on negativity and positivity. And I'm sure some other things will come up. And again, when we open up the line, you know, feel free. We'll discuss whatever's on your mind. But the thing about it is everyone in reality is responsible for their own situation. But again, like I said, you notice it's the people who blame other people that always stay in the situation. They never accept responsibility for when anything good. But those same people, when something good does happen, they're more than willing to take credit for something good happening. But anytime something negative happens, it's always somebody else's fault. So you got to avoid people like that because that type of mind frame can be contagious. Even if you're a positive person, you stay around negativity too much, it'll start making you negative. It'll start bringing you down. It'll start making your reaction to shit. It'll really throw you off. And so you gotta stay away from negative motherfuckers because they can't say motherfuckers always focus on the negative side of shit. Go chuckle the chicken bowl. And yeah, and that's the thing. And unfortunately, like I say, man, it's a lot of folks who just live that way and then wonder why nothing good happens to them because they don't even realize how negative they are. I go back and I look at a lot of opportunities that were presented in my life at a younger age, and I beat myself out of those because I just always expected, well, it don't matter because if I do this, it ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. So why even do it? This ain't gonna happen anyway, you know, or it'll probably just end up like this or whatever, you know. Again, some type of negative mentality applied to the situation. And of course it's not gonna happen because I beat myself before I ever got into the game. You know, I fucking cheated myself out of the win before I ever had a chance to really compete, you know. And so I think that you got to get away from that because it can ruin you, and you'll justify it in your head. Well, I shouldn't have win anyway because we would have lost, or I shouldn't have win anyway because I wouldn't you know, I'd have been part of this, or it'd have been, you know, it just you find a way to justify the losses. And again, in your head it makes sense, but in reality, if you don't ever try, you don't ever fucking know. You say, what about overly positive people? I don't think there's anything wrong with being overly positive. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with being overly positive, because what are you losing by looking at the positive side of things? What are you really losing by being focused on the good in something as opposed to all the bad? You know, and I think that it can be annoying. It can be frustrating, but I can't knock somebody who's overly positive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that's why they, you know, they're broken in mind, and so you stay broken in pocket. And that is how it works. Because a positive person goes say, fuck it, I'm gonna find a way to get over this financial transition. You know what I'm saying? And as opposed to a person with a negative mindset is, I'm broke, I'm stuck, I'm broke. It is what it is. A positive person will say, right now I'm in a financial position that doesn't suit me well, but I'll be out of it soon. And they're going to find solutions. They're not going to focus on the fact, like, you know, we talk about 5% problem, 95% solution. So the person who thinks like that is going to go straight to the financial remedy instead of focusing on the negative aspect of the problem, you know. So it is what it is. Ah, fuck, I forgot. Yeah. The Stay Saucy website it's pretty much ready to go. I just forgot to take it off maintenance mode, so I'll do that later. But I'm just thinking about that. I have a very positive tendency, and I think this mindset is taking me 25% further. 25% further than where? I'd like to know. Like, I know motherfuckers have buku positive insight but put in no work. Yeah, that's the thing. Now, yeah, I guess you could be overly positive in that sense, where you're always looking for the positivity, or you're always hoping for some shit that you got to put some action behind it. Faith without works is dead, or, you know, whatever it goes. But yeah, you got to put in some action to validate the feeling, or to what's the word I want to look for here? What's the word? Almost give me a word. Hold on. To put it in play, I guess. You know what I'm saying? To put it in play. You think he's very positive? I would think I would say so. I would say so. To other people, he emits a negative feeling, you know, just because of what they think. But for what he wants, I mean, he's very upbeat about it, even if it doesn't make sense to other people, even if it sounds ridiculous to others. It fucking I mean, the shit for the most part has has come to fruition. So, you know, it is what it is. I can definitely admit that. So, I'm still skeptical on the billionaire aspect, but he is a president. He is more financially stable than me. I will definitely agree with that. But my deal is, all right, Bailey, appreciate you following through. Again, so what we're going to do here is open up the line and let you guys call in. Let me get it all properly set up. See, it's way easier this way than having to do all the other stuff. So give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, I guess I got it. Let me see. That's not the right one. All right. Let me see what we got here. And everything is a go. So if you want to call into the den, you got something you want to say, you want to spill your thoughts on, you know, the power of, we're talking about overcoming negative thoughts. So, you know, maybe your suggestion for overcoming negative thoughts, or speaking on the power of positivity. I'm sure that's a book. I don't know if I'll get sued for saying that. Who cares? You know, it is what it is. And again, anything else that's on your mind, man. So we can definitely talk about whatever. Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? This is Dr. Rabbit.
Dr. Rabbit, how are you doing this evening? What would you like to drop in the den tonight?
I'm doing all right, Honcho. I think probably one of the best ways to overcome negativity is to put those thoughts behind you. And for some people, that's not very easy, but you just have to. And there's multiple ways of doing that.
Well, what is one way that you would suggest that a person puts those thoughts behind them? Is there one that you can personally recommend?
Just focusing on yourself.
Okay. Well, what if a person has, you know, negative thoughts about themselves? Are you saying maybe cut out the way they see other people and maybe just focus on the skill set that they have and how they can improve that? Or, you know, what would you suggest? Because there's some people who focus on themselves and they hate everything about themselves. But is that also comparing themselves to someone else, or how would you define that? All right. That was a call from Dr. Rabbit. Man. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Mick Fitz, what's the motherfucking deal? 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Hey, 335, you better be careful, man. You know, Heidi on your ass, man. She trying to take over for the take over the crown, man. You got to be careful. As I saw, it was pretty close last time I checked. She's been plotting on you. She's been asking me to skew the numbers in her favor. Yeah, I was getting a little bit close. I thought it was 6 hours last time. So yeah, I believe you hung up there, Dr. Rabbit, because I have no idea. Unbeaten Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? Said some people need to set goals and not what I want to be when I grew up. Crap, be real and set short, attainable goals. Man, I agree with that, because when you start accomplishing those small goals and you reach those, then I think that kind of instills a new mindset. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This is Vince.
Vince, what's the motherfucking deal, Vince? What would you like to drop in the den tonight?
Hey, man, I just want to drop a little story for you, man, that happened to me. Like, for example, my wife, she grew up with a narcissist, which was her mom, and always negative about everything, to the point where she even tried to sabotage her trying to establish her own self in life. And so, because she was that negative about everything, can't do this, you can't do that, and to the point where she, even though she overcame it, there were still times when she would still question herself, even on things where she didn't have to, because when you grow up with a narcissist and a person who's so negative and been negative all your life, it's really hard to overcome that. And how she overcame that even better was with me. I've always been a positive person, saying, look, don't worry about it, you can do this, keep moving forward and stuff like that. And so now that she's grew out of that, she's, in a sense, kind of deprogrammed herself from it, you know what I mean? But it took years, because it was your own mom, you know what I mean? And so you can overcome it, but sometimes it can take a person a long time, because that's all they knew. You know what I'm saying? They were raised where everything was told to them in a negative way. So you can overcome it, but it can take a while depending on the person.
Man, you just kind of opened my eyes to something. I'm gonna talk about it here in just a second, man. But man, I appreciate you for that call, man, because that really just I just kind of had maybe a bit of an epiphany, I guess, if you will. But that's definitely a good angle, man.
Even to the point where, remember I was telling you, even when she was going to school getting her degrees, the mom was saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And, oh, I'm telling you, man, it was something. But she overcame it, man. She still was successful, still did her thing. But, man, you'd be surprised how some, even your own family members, could be your biggest negativity people on the planet.
Man, I believe it, because it's something that you said. It hits really close to home now that I think about it, and so I definitely believe it, man. It's terrible that a person has to go through something like that, especially from your own mom, man. And that's because, I mean, that's supposed to be your first source of love and things like that. I think the impact of that can make it confusing, and knowing how to love someone else. If you know the person that's supposed to be your nurturer, your life giver, doesn't show you the appropriate type of love, it can be difficult to share that with someone else. So I definitely agree with you, man. That's a tough situation. Man.
Yeah, man, definitely. But it was overcame, man. But like I said, it wasn't easy.
Oh, man, I can imagine, man. Man, that's a bit, Vince, man. I appreciate the call, man. That was very good. Already. Shout out to Vince, man. That's what's up. He definitely made me think about something there. And so I'm gonna speak on that. But it makes me think. Really makes me think, man. That really just that really really kind of opened my eyes up to something, man. And what's the motherfucking deal? We got Lisa Cartwheel in the house, unbeaten. I don't know if I shouted you out. Hurrah, what's the motherfucking deal? Cavity Creep, what's the motherfucking deal? Make sure I ain't missing nobody. If I missed you, I ain't intend to do it. Jair, what's the motherfucking deal? DeMarcus Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, to be honest, man, it's got me thinking about some shit. Look, hold on. Got me thinking about something. I got a lot of. I talked about my situation, man. I told you about the previous. I talk about every now and then. The woman I was with previously, she had passed away, and what Vince just said as he was speaking made me think about her situation, because, and almost kind of in the same boat, but it was tough for her because she was raised in a situation, and you know, we talk about things and just the way her mom was, and then I wasn't always the most positive person, and like I said, I wasn't great. It took me going through some shit, and then at the point where I started becoming positive and realizing some shit, you know, that's kind of when things start transitioning, going bad, and you know, everything is the way it is. Man, that shit just really makes me think about a lot of shit that I didn't, you know, necessarily realize at the time. But yeah, man, you know, a person like that is sick in their own special kind of way. And very few people I've ever said I've had hatred for. Very few people I've ever said that I had hatred for. But that woman I detest in so many ways. So many ways. But what Vince was saying there, because, you know, it'll be a lot of time, you know, I try to encourage you to do better, to do different things, and, you know, do what you got to do to be the best version of you. And she would attempt to do these things, but it would be situations that she would be a lot of self-doubt, a lot of stuff like that. And again, it was from her own mother, you know. And the more I learned about, you know, the background between a lot of that. And the thing is, she wanted to love her mom, and I can't negate anybody for that. But it was just, you know, sometimes I would tell her, hey, you know what, that might not be it. That might not be the move to make. And I understand, you know, you may not have a lot of other family that you rocking with or whatever else it may be, but you might need to let that go, you know. You might need to let that go. But I mean, it was very tough for her. So, but you know, it is what it is. I don't even want to get into the details of it, but it was a very, very tough and fucked up situation. So the narcissist, in the way that Vince just worded, like I said, it all came together like it made a whole lot of sense. So I find that very unfortunate. I do realize up close and firsthand the impact of a parent like that, and how that can really ruin somebody. That's a fucked up situation, man. That's a fucked up situation. There's some parents, man, like you say, I agree, man, around parents your kids like your life depended on it, because in a way it is, but you got a lot of people who don't give a fuck. They use these kids as assets or whatever benefits they can get off of them, and once those benefits stop, man, they fucking let it go, man. They don't give a fuck about these kids, and that's the thing. Or they'll blame the kids for ruining their life. Oh, you ruined my life. Well, bitch, fucking close your goddamn legs. You the reason that you fucking, like, nobody, the kid didn't just pop in. You wasn't the fucking Virgin Mary. You wasn't a gift from God or some shit, bitch. You was out there getting fucked, and you fucked up. But then you gonna blame the kid for ruining your life. There's a lot of people out there like that, man, and that's a fucking It's a fucking terrible thing, man. It's a terrible thing, man. And that's the parents who blame children for ruining their lives are some of the worst kind. We talk about, you know, the people who are negative, who blame everything else. Blaming the daddy, or they be mad at the kid because the dad didn't stay with him or some shit like that, you know. Real crazy situation, man. Crazy situation. And I agree. I agree with you, Baker, man. Absolutely. Since people are extreme targets for narcissists. Very unfortunate situation. Yeah, they be trying to deprogram you. And that's the thing, too. You got a lot of parents now a lot of moms, and that's why you see a lot of these dudes turning the way they turning now. Because mama ain't do nothing but condemn men her whole life, even though she was running through this one, that one, and the third, but they all dog, they all ain't shit. But then you call an quote unquote uncle over in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? But now he a dog because he ain't do this, that, and the third. And now you got your uncle and gave you a little brother. What kind of shit is that? You know? Is this my cousin or my little brother? I don't even know. The third. The third is one of the new gender pronouns. I don't know what the third is. I have no idea. The dirty third, the tray. I have no idea. But and so you got a lot of these dudes or males who become more effeminate because they've sit there listening to a single mother household and have listened the whole time to their mother bashing men, and they love their mom and they don't want to be something that their mom hates, so they become effeminate. Or they may have a bunch of sisters and mom may show favoritism to them or whatever else it is. Man, it's a lot of fucking situations that occur, man, and it's all very unfortunate. It really is all very unfortunate. And so I feel bad for the kids who are born into those types of situations because there's nothing they can do. The kids don't ask to come to this world, and that's what kills me. So I was thinking about something. Shout out to Broderick, because I think Broderick was the one that sent me that Tears on the Bayou, and I was watching it and listen to old buddy who was talking about, if you got it and I don't, I got to do what I got to do to feed my family. Why are you having families if you're not in a position to have a family? Like, what is the point? Like, that's what I'm not understanding. Like, it ain't no mistake. It ain't no nothing. It's poor planning, yeah. And then if you realize you bringing something to this world and the only way you can get on is by doing dirt to feed it, then you're the one putting that kid in a situation. Like, it's not the white man. It's not the government. It's not society. Government didn't stick your dick in that chick. The white man didn't stick your dick in that chick, or whoever you want to blame. And that's what killed me when we started blaming like other people. Man, like, let's accept responsibility for us. And again, it's not just black people. Everybody fucking has illegitimate children in bad situations or have family in bad situations. But I'm just thinking about that dude in particular on that video. And like, own up for your shit. And man, when you stuck in this, it's because now it's another mouth to feed. Yeah, it's going to be more difficult. If you was already struggling without that additional amount to feed, and then you bring that ain't nobody's fault. It's not society's fault. It's not nobody's fault. It's your own fault because you chose to not wrap it up, because the power of the raw pussy got you motherfucking me tripping. And trust me, I know the power of the pussy. I'm not denying it. I'm not negating it. It can be difficult, but you gotta motherfucking me. Accept your role in the fucking play. You got to accept your role in the situation. And that's what a lot of people don't want to do. Again, it's easier to blame somebody else. It's easier to blame a whole bunch of other things than take responsibility for what it is, So you brainwash the kids the first 5 years of their life, they usually become a product of what they see every day. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 27 deep in the den. Hold up, man. Man, you ain't lying. Hey, Jay, this is exactly the power of the PUSSY. Man, that shit there, man. That shit there changed the game, man. That's what I'm saying. It's yes, raw is lovely, but sometimes the product of it ain't so Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You say how most dudes been an uncle or a mister. Yeah, I might have been a mister a couple of times. I've been a mister in my youth. When I was a young nigga, I was like, God damn, I'm a little young to be a mister, but hey, whatever works. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever been an uncle. I don't think I've been an uncle, so that's cool. But I've definitely been some misters. But it's true, man. The power of the PUSSY, man. And man, there was a little nigga. He told the funniest story. Oh shit! There's a little dude with some dreads, and he did like a little skit. But I like his hustle because he promotes, like, I guess he worked for Xfinity or some shit, and so he out there pushing Xfinity packages. But he did a whole skit talking about the broad coming into the Xfinity store, and talk about him and his homeboy competing to hurry up and run through the customers to try to get to help her out and all that shit. Then he talking about he went over there. He's like, this is the first bitch I ever seen with an air mattress that had a headboard. That shit is fucking funny as shit. And he was talking about, he saw the rat shit. So he's like, okay, well, I'll make sure to hang my jacket up high. I can deal with it. I'm from the hood. I understand. But he said it was all a rap when the fucking roach was in his hair. That shit was fucking hilarious, man. Awful. Awful. Terrible. I feel sorry for you, Mick. That's tough. That's super tough. Bruce Lipton, yeah. I fuck with Bruce Lipton. Yeah. I want to say he had it was about a little 2.5, 3 hour thing I watched that he did, and that shit is legit, man. That shit is legit. I fuck with Bruce Lipton. But I'm glad you mentioned that too, because that's always good to rewatch shit like that, because it's been, I want to say it was a couple of months. It was probably about 6 to 8 months ago that I watched that shit. Man, that's tough, man. Oh man. But old buddy, yeah, he had the little skit that he talking about once he felt that roach that he got up out of there. But the funniest part of that fucking skit though was he talking about he went over there and the chick asked if he was hungry. And he said something about some shit. And this is some old hood shit because this didn't happen more than once in my occasions of I don't want to say copulation, but my occasions of situations. Man, she talking about, are you hungry? I could fix you up some Doritos with some cheese on them and something. And I'm just like, man, how many times have I had that hood meal when I was up to some shenanigans? Like, that's not what it is. It is what it is, but it ain't what it is. But you accept it. You'll let a broad think she can cook when she hits you with them old ghetto nachos. Man, the ghetto nachos are the worst. Let me see. Did I catch the picture on the Denline? I don't think so. Let me see. Let me see if it's what picture. I seen the killer stuff, but I didn't see the picture. Let me see. Is it corporate business? Is that his name? I don't know. I just know it's a little nigga like it's a little nigga with some dreads, little dark dude, and he got some dreads. And then it's another dude in the video with him, like a bigger light skinned dude. You know what I'm saying? You ain't lying. Look, you don't give her all the props in the world. That shit be salty. You know what I'm saying? Your blood pressure going up and shit, but you like, fuck it, I'ma eat and I'ma beat. And, whatever happens after that, well, we'll see. Oh, man. They're very interesting comment. I don't know if that was his name, though. I got to see what it is. Ooh, ketchup and rice. Man, I've had, eggs and rice was tough. Ketchup and rice, I don't think I ever had that one, man. I remember when I brought the kids at my godson's birthday party with the chick I was dating, some other lady. Little fuck kept following me around. I say, little nigga, yeah, hold on, little nigga, you got to make a move, man. I don't know you like that. You got me fucked up or somebody else. Hey, to have a punk little kid drag that nigga to the car, say, little nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up, little nigga, I'm going to fuck your ass up. Man, you can't be afraid to punk a kid every now and then. Yeah, eggs and rice is legit. You said to make Doritos and Mexican lasagna. Oh, that shit sound tough. That shit just, yeah. All right, hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what's the motherfucking deal, Josh? What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
All right, man. I'm about the topic, overcoming negativity. I think it's For me, it's just very simple, and and that's about for negativity. It's like it's not being afraid to fail, and I had to learn that the hard way, especially with the situation that I'm going through, man. About about what I said about last week about even if I make like the best grades I can, that bad things still may happen to me. But just recently, earlier today, I made up my mind. I was just like, you know what? I can only control what I can control. It is what it is, and I'm just thinking positive from here on out. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay, I agree with that, man. And that's kind of the thing too. Sometimes, we want to, and I do this a lot myself, trying to control every little aspect of every situation, and you really can't. Certain things are just gonna flow the way they're gonna flow. It's about how you adapt to those things and make the best out of that. I definitely agree with you on that one, man.
Oh yeah, man. And one more thing, yeah, about like where UH and what's going on, man. They got that game against Cincinnati, and it's on ESPN at 3 o'clock. So if anybody not doing nothing, might as well watch the game since it's sold out once again.
Really?
So it is what it is.
Hey, Josh, I got a question though, Josh. I got a question for you, man.
All right, sure.
Did you get out of that group chat? Because that shit is toxic, son.
Did I get out of it?
No, you ain't get out of it. It took too long to answer, man. You still in the group chat. You took too long to answer that question, man.
Well, so can I get my reason though?
All right. Let me hear why you still in there, man. Let me hear.
All right. When I woke up, I thought about it long and hard, and then I was just like, well, let me go ahead and just mute it because I was just like, well, everybody just said what they needed to say, man. It is what it is. But one thing I noticed was like I went through like the people that are running it, and it's like the cruise. It isn't like it's like this summer or something. It's like summer 2020. So pretty much around that point, you're gonna have everybody that's already graduated, already had their degree, and for me, like I already looked at the people that's like are like signed up for, like already in the cruise and stuff, and even some of the people are almost either like seniors or they already graduated already. So it's not like a whole bunch of kids going on it. So I'm just wearing my options. I was just like, shoot. Another side could be like, well, I mean, opportunity of a lifetime. Probably not gonna have a big opportunity again to meet like a whole bunch of new people about networking. On the other side, it can go bad. It can be a whole lot of crazy stuff happening as well. So I'm even I'm still undecided. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go or not either. So I'm just thinking about it, hearing what everybody else got to say. Cause that's why I asked about you, to see your opinion and everybody else. So I'm just weighing my options, and I already know what you're gonna say. Oh, don't go. It's gonna be no good. But always look at the other side as well.
Okay. I mean, you your own man. I'm just, my thing is, I'm like, damn, I couldn't be in no fucking group chat for a fucking year and a half, damn near. You talking about in 2020? God damn, I'm like, look, I ain't trying to hear. Look, a bitch be teasing for a year and a half. Ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. Look, y'all hit me a month out. Who really about that action? Who really gonna actually be there? Because half the motherfuckers in there gonna be then dropped out and not even show up to the fucking cruise. So a lot of them hoes gonna be out there studying. They gonna disappear like 2 weeks before the cruise. They ain't gonna be able to book that shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna be pregnant and had a kid before the cruise happens. So somebody gonna be out on the fucking cruise. Like it don't even matter. Like, so whoever, it's probably the one that was talking about she trying to get her back blown out. She gonna have a kid and a half by the time the fucking cruise come through. So she ain't even gonna be there. Some they gonna be excited. I'm gonna meet this bitch. I'm gonna bust that hoe up. Ooh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't make it. I just had a little baby about 3 months old and shit by now. Like, come on, man. It's gonna be game over, man. So I mean, I can't knock it. It is what it is. Hey, you want to go have a good time. You got a year or so to plan. Handle your business, do all your other shit. But I just find that's wild, man.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one doing that because that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the great thing about the mute button. You ain't got it. Ain't that like because all them chats and stuff, it's not showing up on my phone no more. I'm not seeing it. I mean, that's a whole bunch of people. I don't want to see that stuff in my chat no more, and I'm not. I mean, so shoot, hey, it's what it is. But yeah, but I'm glad you asked the question. Like, I'm glad you're interested about what's going on. But I think what people doing right now is like they're trying to see if people are going to like buy it because most people think it's still fake. But once once people start buying it, like that's when you're finna see a whole sea of people try to jump on it because this is gonna be the first time. Like, I mean, I ain't seen anything like this. So, hey,
that give me a good idea. I'm gonna start a den cruise. We gonna set some shit up, man. For real, shit. Why not? Why the fuck not? Set up a den cruise, man, and then we gonna set that shit off. It's gonna go down.
It's gonna be fun, man.
We gonna see who talk about this shit. But that's a bit, man. I appreciate the call there, Josh. Man, that's wild. If you do go, be careful though, bro. That's all I got, man.
Oh, thanks, man. No doubt. And thanks for the question, though.
Already, no problem, man. Man, see, look, I'm for real. Like, I'm thinking about it now. Then had a little jump off as of late. You know, got to keep dropping a couple more videos. That might be some dope ass shit. You know, maybe set up what is this? Fucking February. Man, set up a little cruise action for, I don't know, sometime July or some shit. I don't fucking know. Before motherfuckers got to go back to school and if the older folks ain't got to deal with kids and shit. Yeah, that'd actually be super dope too. See, look, we slide down go get a little beach house down in Galveston. I ain't gonna get in the water. They better not bring back that old temporary fake blue shit, but they go down, man. They go down in the den. Nah, it can't shake like it is right now. It's just the sausage part in the den right now, man. We gotta get the numbers right first. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello.
What's up, Honcho? This is D-Love.
D-Love, what's the motherfucking deal, D-Love? What you want to drop in the den this evening, man?
All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I just got out the shower and stuff like that. So I noticed the title talks about dealing with negativity. So I'm just assuming that y'all was talking about that the whole time. So I'm gonna try to drop a little thoughts on that. Yeah, I know the situation. I know I'm in the military. I know how I feel about it. It's like every day I deal with stress and stuff like that. And I heard a little bit of what you said about overcoming negativity, and no matter like how much you hate your job, you know, you put your all into it. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that is extremely difficult for me to do. I hate it. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat anything. I hate it. So I often find myself not putting my all into it, doing whatever I can to try to get through the day. And that's kind of. By the way, after I finish, I got a very important question I want to ask you, Honcho.
All right.
So let's just be ready for that.
Okay.
But about this, I'm a little like I'm young myself, and I noticed there are a lot of people that are positive, and everybody I work with also hates the job, but I think they just interpret it differently or they go about it differently. But you know, because I'm thinking the person next to me is, you know, okay with the job because they actually, you know, they got a lot of energy, but turns out they, you know, in worse pain than I am, man. So I got some of my bosses that also, you know, just hate it. So I'm not quite sure how to, you know, just look at it from the positive side because it's like every single day is stressful and there is nothing positive to look at. So I mean, I do look forward to the end of my contract, and I'm gonna try to make something out of that. Also, I'm planning on purchasing a piano or a keyboard because try to do that. Okay, so now that is out the way, I have a very important question for you, Honcho.
All right, what you got?
Do you have the ability to pat yourself on the head and rub your stomach at the same time?
What the heck?
I'm very curious. And if anybody in the chat can do that too, just let me know if y'all can.
Man,
can you do it, Honcho?
That's something I've never tried. Hold on, let me see. You say pat yourself on the stomach and rub your head at the same time?
No, the other way around.
So pat your head and rub your stomach? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, try to do that at the same time.
Let me see. Hold on. Look, y'all ain't gonna get to see it or nothing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me pat the head and rub the stomach. Okay. All right, I had to check that out. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. All right.
Okay, so like I can't see you doing this. I don't know if you did it or not. Yeah. So the reason I ask is because I noticed like when you do that, it's like you kind of have to split your brain into two.
Yeah.
And you know, when you play on a piano, sometimes you're just gonna have to do that. So I mean,
okay.
You know, that was a. No, I'm glad you tried it. I mean,
Well,
like I said, if anybody else in the den can do that, you know, just comment and let me know if you can or not. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I just wanted to spill my thoughts on like trying to overcome my negativity because I can use like all the advice I can give.
Man,
no, thank you for taking my call.
Here's my thing though, D-Love, real quick before you get off here.
Okay,
and I know you say you're surrounded by negativity. So you know your boss is basically they negative, and the people around you, even though they use the energy, they kind of negative. The thing is,
right?
You're going to have a different goal. You're going to have a different outcome than anybody else around you. And no matter what they are or how they view it, you got to approach it differently because it's you are in control of you, you know, and once you leave, once your contract is up, you're not going to be going the same place they going. You're not going to be doing whatever it is they doing. You're going to be, you know, in your own journey. And so what you got to do is think of the end game and, you know, where you want to be when that comes, when that contract is signed, you know, maybe think about that. Maybe to use that as the motivation. Hey, you know what? I'm having a great day today because I'm going to go day by day until this motherfucking me, you know, contract is concluded or whatever else it may be, whatever you got to do to motivate yourself. But don't look at it, you know, because if you look at it, well, I got so many more days and I got to do this over. You're going to look at it from a negative way. Just be like, hey, you know what? I woke up. And part of being positive is being thankful when you wake up. I don't know, you know, if you wake up, I don't know if you pray. I don't know how you get down. Right. But wake up and take just a minute or two to be thankful for everything you got. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you have. Period. I mean, if it's the smallest thing, all my toes, all my fingers, you know, I can see, I can count, I can think, whatever it is, because it's somewhere somebody on earth doesn't have that opportunity. It's some motherfuckers who done froze to death out in Chicago. You know, be happy that you didn't get caught up in the polar vortex, whatever it may be, to just put yourself on the positive side of life. You know, and that's what you have to do. And appreciate everything. And your day, trust me, it'll be that much better as you go along. You know what I mean? It's just a small thing. You know, I'll try to think of some other stuff. And if I come up with some other ideas, maybe I'll text it to you or whatever it may be. But that's a good way to start your day. And I think once you start off, you know, it's kind of like momentum. So if you start off in the positive light, then you'll be A-okay. You know what I mean?
That is, yeah. I mean, that is, those are like good points because, yeah, you're right. I mean, there are people that don't really have, you know, basic things that I have. And like I said, I mean, you look at things from a positive perspective, and you know, I always tend to look at things negative because I perceive my job as negative. Yeah. But I do appreciate the advice because those were good points.
Okay. Now the thing about it, now you got to take it and apply it. That's where it really counts, man.
All right, I appreciate the answer.
All right, appreciate the call, D-Love. All right. And yeah, look, y'all know I really tried that shit. You see, I ain't even put my hat back on right. You know, they're looking like a goofy ass trying to shit. I wasn't gonna do that shit on camera though. I ain't know if it was one of them tricks like you know them tricks the motherfuckers used to make you do in school, make you have you out there looking stupid and shit. Talking about can you try to bite your ear and do some other shit, have you out there looking like a goddamn fool. All right, here's the deal, man. Give me 1 second. I need to take a quick break real quick. I got to take care of something I forgot. Give me like 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back. I'm going to put y'all on the whole screen for just a second, and then be right back at it. So, what's the motherfucking deal? I'm back. Sorry for that. But again, man. So I'm just sitting. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about the. Gosh, and that cruise, man. Look, a year and a half. That's a year and some change. What is this? What, like summer 2020? So you talking about? What's this? February. About 5 months. About 17 months. I don't want to talk to nobody for no damn 17 months. Damn it. Look, y'all hit me when when it's time for the motherfucking cruise and shit. See, there go Jay Dizzle with that plexing, man. Hold on, let me you want this smoke, man? Let's get it in here real quick, and then we'll get right back at it. But again, man, I'm thinking I'm dead serious. We're gonna have to do some type of den activity, man. So what y'all talking about while I was gone? Y'all be talking that trash. Just Sarah, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us. Okay, the little thing. Yeah, the little bot, whenever it posts links, it do what it do. You said you just sent something there, Josh. Let me check it out. What you talking about? Dr. Rabbit. See what you over there talking about. Yeah, that other picture you sent was last night. I don't even want to comment on that. You know, so. That's somebody from the fucking. That's somebody from the chat, or that's just some random person. You know, like, I'm happy nappy, goddamn. Even though my damn lady do my hair, say my hair is luxurious and it's soft. I got the win. I wasn't even paying attention. That's what I'm talking about. Bet. Meet and greet in Hollywood. No, I can't do Hollywood. Y'all know Hollywood ain't my style. If y'all really want to, we can meet at a Whataburger. You know what I'm saying? It'll go down. That shit'll be cool. You know what I mean? That's more my style. That's how I get down. Look, man, Shaq. I'm trying to figure out what's up with Shaq because I ain't talked to Shaq in a couple of days, man. I've been trying to reach out to him. I ain't heard back from him. You know, I gotta see what's up with my boy, man. I gotta see what's going on. You know, I ain't heard from him in a few, so I gotta see what's up, man. I got a spot way better than Hooters. I'm telling you, I got a spot. If Hooters, if that's your kind of vibe, I'm telling you, I got a spot way better than Hooters. Shit's on Hooters, okay? Because I'm not a Hooters guy myself. I'm gonna be honest. It's cool. It is what it is. But you know, man, I don't know. But you want to know some whole ass shit? You want to know some whole ass shit? Probably like 2 or maybe 3 days after that. 2 or 3 days after that, I went to LA Crawfish. And the shit was good, and I have no shame in admitting that. I forgot to tell him that shit though. I forgot to tell him. I meant to tell him that shit because they was talking about LA Crawfish, but I didn't go to the same one he went to. I went to a different one. But yeah, like 2 or 3 days after that, I went. But them motherfuckers, LA Crawfish got some of the best fucking wings. Like I think, you know, people always be worried about the crawfish. You got to go to that bitch and get. They got I've never tried any other ones they got, but fucking the spicy garlic fucking chicken wings. Them hoes are good as shit. They are delicious. I recommend them. But yeah, you know, that's what I say. I gotta see what's up with that. Oh, it is this weekend? Okay, we're gonna see what's really shaking. The Baker Man, happy early one of the Baker Man. We getting back at it, you know, talking about positivity, talking about, oh man, look, slide around town giving food reviews, man. This shit here was boo boo. You know, I ain't really been to Hooters. It's been like 2, maybe 3 years since I've been to Hooters. Shit, maybe longer than that, goddamn. Yeah, maybe about 3 or 4 years since I went to a Hooters, man. It's just, I don't even want to get into the Hooters stories. Hooters is a sketchy place. It ain't sketchy, but I don't be trusting the waitresses, man. I be feeling like I done had some interesting interactions with some waitresses trying to give a nigga their number, but I ain't ever called. It's just not my bag. A word? That might be the lick then. Like, that might be the lick then. Yeah, some of y'all, place I, man, it's like I said, it's a place I have in mind that is a dope ass spot, but I thought it was 18 up, but you got to be after 4 o'clock. I think it's 21. So, there was 24. Man, okay, that's a bit. I'm gonna jot that down, man. That might be a little cool, you know. Edward, you know, send them. That's me. That's actually, I own the premises. And now that I know that you've been letting people in for free, beyond, well, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Nah, but yeah, that's some wild shit. That's some wild shit. But again, you know, positivity, man. Negativity, positivity, whatever it is. Hold on, what? God damn. What is Oh, they ain't even look, Josh. I ain't finna read that shit. Goddamn, I'll read that shit after the damn show. You sending me some old. You sending me them damn black Twitter messages. That's a toxic place. Oh, you said you didn't get the comment. Oh, the one I left on your comment where you're saying you missed the den. I said no, you didn't miss the den. The den missed you. We always enjoy having new faces in the den. But welcome. I'm glad you're here this evening. I'm glad you could join us. Jaybird. Interesting. Let's see. But we were talking about negativity, ways to overcome negativity. And I think some good points were made, you know, about, you know, being not afraid to fail and just kind of, I don't want to say just going with the flow, because going with the flow can kind of put you in a situation where you end up fucking up. I mean, you got to be thinking, you got to be conscious of what you're doing. But my thing is that I think let me put this in the right way, because people do devalue themselves. And I think a little bit of what Dr. Rabbit said which was focusing on yourself. And then a little bit of what Josh said, which was, you know, not being afraid to fail. And you have to stop comparing yourself to others. Exactly. Negativity breeds contempt for yourself and others. And I think a lot of that happens when you focus and you see what everybody else is doing and you're not at that page yet. And you start feeling like you're not good enough, or what I'm doing isn't good enough, or, you know, this platform is not going to get me to where I need to be. So it could be a job like we talked about, you know, the piss poor mindset on a, you know, maybe a low paying job, or a job that's just not, you know, not the best job in the world. And people take that and they, man, look, man, hit that bitch 2 times for your boy, man. Like I said, I got a goal. Once that last video helped us get, not last, it was a couple of videos back, but that definitely helped us get much closer to the goal. But I got a goal for the den and the sauce. The sauce been looking stagnant, man. The sauce been looking like, I don't know, man. And that's my fault, 'cause I ain't do nothing today, but I gotta look at the approach at which I'm coming with the sauce, and I gotta stir up some new flavor, because it's just, I got to stir up some new flavor for the sauce, because I got to get back to the way it was, because it don't make sense that in a week, the den has probably gained more subscribers than the sauce in like the last year and a half. And that's wild. So that's what's really got me thinking about how I'm approaching the sauce and what I got to do. Dr. Rabbit, appreciate you coming through. So have yourself a good evening. Drink you some strawberry milk and call it a night. But so that's why I say I got to really evaluate. Man, that was funny, because I was just thinking about the Liam Neeson thing, and I'm not mad at Liam Neeson, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not mad at Liam Neeson. Okay, and the reason why I'm not mad at Liam Neeson, and what are you humming for, Heidi? Heidi, yourself. But the reason why I'm not mad at Liam Neeson is because he came out knowing he was talking to a reporter, and he was basically open about it, you know, and he was just being honest about how he felt. I have no problem with people being honest about how they feel. About you feel like, my thing is, like I say, I'd rather you be open. If you're a racist and you're open about it and say, hey, you know what, I don't fuck with you, you goddamn black nigger, I don't like you. I'd rather you do that than be trying to play cool with me and then behind my back saying this and that or trying to undermine me. You know, if you out front with it, I know how to handle you and you know how to handle me, because I'm going to be honest with you how I feel about you. I'm not being a sweeping generality, but I'm going to let you know about yourself. But, no, you're talking about Denver sauce followers. But, yeah, and that's what I say. I have no problem with it, because he basically admitted, he's like, here, and I'm telling you, because you could tell, like, you know, he had to think about it. It's not that he was idiot. He's like, you know, he was just basically, in my opinion, he was admitting that, you know, he was in a dumb mind frame for thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not mad at him, because honestly, he knew what the fuck he was doing, because he honestly could have kept that to himself if he was really on some racing, because he knows how the fucking internet and everything is this day and age. I think that was him in his own right making an admission of, you know, how he felt, how he thought at a particular time. Let's be honest though, that motherfucker makes like the same movie over and over, just in different settings. So people still gonna watch that shit. Ain't nobody gonna trip on that shit. You know, shit. I ain't mad at it for, you know, like I say, I had a lot of different thoughts, processes when I was young, you know, but it lets you know to be cautious of you know, certain things. But I have no problem with people being real about how they feel, because we put people on a pedestal so much that we expect that, you know, everybody is in accordance with the way we believe and with the way that we feel. You know, when a motherfucker tells you, hey, you know, I changed from this, or I was, you know, this is kind of how I was, or this is the way that I was thinking, this is the way that I was, you know, this was my mind frame at the time. I have no problem with that, man. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It is what it is. You know, so I have no problem with Mr. Neeson. You can do whatever the fuck you want to. I'll be honest. I stopped. When they're taking 3, I saw the first 2, and I don't know what happened after that. So, but I know he had that airplane movie and some other shit. They was all like a bunch of taking on a plane, taking home. You know, a bunch of shit. But yeah, he just basically said what had happened was, when he was younger, some chick that he knew had gotten raped, and she told him it was a black guy. So he said he was walking up and down, I guess wherever the town was or whatever it was, I guess a beach area or something like that, up and down the street with like a fucking stick, hoping somebody black would do something to him so he could kill him, in a sense. And he used the reference of black bastard. And he was just saying that, you know, I was just hoping that some, you know, black bastard, because he was mad because in his mind some black person raped his friend or something like that. And so that's what it is, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, they gonna pull up old tweets. They got to get them, what do they call them, receipts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it is what it is. You look like Vert Pods. You're a strange person, Jay. You're a strange person. Got to make a video. Yeah, that's what I got to do, man. Like I guess that's part of my thing, because my videos be late, honestly, because I like to try to, you know, get a little bit more information, see what's really going down. But that's a situation where I guess it is what it is. So I guess I do need to do a Liam video. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, even though I was talking about the Jesse Smollett situation, it's not because I want to talk about entertainers, but I guess that might be the move. But it's really that I just wanted to bring light to something that I've seen a lot, like whether it been, you know, a fake hate crime, in my opinion. Kind of like how, I guess, you know, because I talked about the little girl, but I talked about that narrative when it was on the stream, so ain't nobody watching no 2 hours just to catch the little thing. They see 2 hours, that shit is like, nah, fuck that. But the thing is, the thing about it is, like when I talked about Jasmine Barnes, you know, about the double standard, you know, when people want agendas nowadays, instead of really wanting to get to the bottom of shit. Like, let's solve the situation regardless of who it is, what it is, how it is. Let's figure out the fucking truth and let's move on. But people don't want that, man. People want it to fit. It's got to fit this fucking story that we're pushing. If it doesn't fit this fucking story that we're pushing, then then it just it's not good enough, you know. And that's the media behind that, because the media wants the motherfucking outrage. You know what I'm saying? 21. Hey, fucking 21. Bloody right. They were saying, like, I know he was saying he was supposed to be from the British Isles, but they said that boy's from like England, Brixton. I'm pushing bricks in Brixton. Bloody L. But yeah, but that'd be my thing, man. It's like I just be again, like I say, that video brought to my attention, you know, the power of certain topics. But then I'm like, I got to be careful, because I don't want to become fucking. I don't want to be fucking DJ Academics. Though. That dude's a I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to become that dude. That's not the angle I want to be. So I got to figure out, like, what is it that I'm doing? I make sure I'm bringing facts to the situation, not just a whole bunch of hypothetical. Try to get real information to share with the shit, and just kind of go from there. I don't want to. This boy DJ Academics, just saying a bunch of random weird shit, you know, and sounding like, you know, a lady gossiping. I don't want to be on that shit, man. I don't want to be on that shit. Like, that's, excuse me, not my bag. Oh man, yeah, Academics is sketchy, dog. But Academics gets no respect from anybody. But he's okay, you know. He's okay with that. Yeah, I got accused of cooning with that video. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't even say nothing to her. Like, she cracked a joke about it, basically saying the funniest thing about the Super Bowl, or the best thing about the Super Bowl, are these 21 Savage memes. And then people start going in on her. She's like, well, if you're going to talk about me, they'll talk about something besides drugs. And then she's like, this is why I hate Twitter. And she deleted her shit. I'm like, God damn, ain't that a bitch? Well, Twitter is toxic than the motherfucker, man. You better be ready for that shit. You better be ready for all the smoke with the fucking Twitter, because motherfuckers ain't got shit better to do. And half the motherfuckers talking shit on that bitch is dysfunctional as hell, and they just want to talk shit about somebody to make themselves feel better. Like, man, here's my thing. I'm not finna. That shit is, man, look, when I talk about it all the time, if you've been through real shit, that internet shit, it don't phase you. It's all fun and games, man. Like I say, if you done been through some real shit in life, you know, that Twitter shit is just, it's all fun and games. You talk shit, man. Like I said, internet shit, you can talk shit to me. That shit don't mean shit to me. I'm not worried about none of that shit. Because motherfuckers who hate on you on the internet are not finna fucking, they not gonna rock with you in real life, man. They not gonna fucking get it in. They don't want that type of smoke and all that other shit. But that's, man. Hurrah, we boys, we partners, we cool. Okay. But I didn't know who Nadeska was until that Soulja Boy shit. And my opinion of her is, two thumbs down. I wish I had more hands. I'd give her personality and her purpose in life 4 thumbs down. Because, like, I didn't have any respect for her in the first place. I didn't know who she was, but instantly lost all respect. She's the one that said, why do you have so many businesses? First thing came out of her mouth is, we support black business around here. And then the next thing she asked is, why do you have so many businesses? Like, you canceled yourself. You defeated your own argument and your own purpose. Boop, your mic is off. You know, and the thing is, she worked like 3 or 4, 5 jobs apparently, because what's his name? Joe Budden came and he was talking about the shit. So it's like, so you work 3 or 4 or 5 jobs, but you're gonna ask this man why he has so many businesses. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me, you know. And again, like, people's mentality is it's crazy. But again, she was just trying to get in on that whole trolling, like Academics was trolling. Like, honestly, how great would it have been if Soulja Boy just would have beat the shit out of Academics? It would have been great for the internet as a whole. It would have been a beautiful thing. But it is what it is. See, I gotta watch out. Heidi's up to something. Heidi's up to something with her selective commentary over there. You gotta be cautious. Violence isn't always the answer, but sometimes it's helpful. Like, I'm not a person, like I say, yeah, you don't just go around beating people up and doing all this. But sometimes there are certain situations. Oh, we're all over the place. Yeah, we're talking about some crazy stuff that the entertainment stuff. But sometimes there are crazy situations where violence will rectify a problem swiftly. I agree. Sometimes some people just need a slap. Like I told y'all, and there's been a couple of times like that you sometimes it's been situations where a motherfucker will test you, and they may think you're a particular kind of way. They may say, or they may in their mind have it made up, they're gonna hold you or they're gonna treat you some kind of way, and then it creates an altercation or creates a hostile situation. And sometimes you gotta justify your existence. And after that, trust me, people's attitudes towards you will change. I told y'all about a little situation I had in college. Like, and after that altercation, and again, it wasn't even really an altercation because somebody snuck me. And I'm talking about whoever snuck me got me good. But I just seen this motherfucker doing the foolish in the middle of the floor. So I picked him up, body slammed the shit out of him. He knocked out. I probably could have killed him. I'm glad, like I said, it's always a crazy situation. I'm glad it didn't. It is what it is. But every time after that, every time he saw me, that dude went out of his way to come up and dap me up and show me love. To this day, I couldn't tell you who he is, what he looks like. Every time he came out of his way to dap me up and show me, he could have snuck me. I would have never knew who the fuck he was. And I'd always be with my partners or something, and they'd be like, they'd be like, man, you don't know who that is? I'm like, no, I don't know who the fuck that is. That's the nigga you body slam. I'm like, man, for real? And it's just it never even registered. But after that little incident, motherfuckers will think twice about you. You know what I'm saying? Like in any situation, you get into a kerfluffle scuffle with somebody, they think you're a hoe, and you make them earn it. That's why I talk about, I feel like bullying is a good thing. It helps you overcome barriers within yourself. I'm not saying you have to learn how to fight back. You let a bully pick on you, you become an easy target. Not just at that moment, you'll be an easy target for the rest of your life. I think you gotta, we need to teach kids how to stand up for themselves and how to be able to defend themselves. And you make it difficult for a bully to pick on you or make you an easy target. Either the tables will turn or that motherfucker will move on and stop fucking with you. So, but if you just let somebody come, you go tell, and somebody comes in and saves the day for you, what do you learn? How do you develop as a person? What benefit do you get out of that? And I don't think there is one. And so I think that's unfortunate. I think it's very unfortunate. I think that's very unfortunate to do that. I think it's a thing. I think bullying is okay. Like, I'm not saying, look, if you getting bullied, if it's a physical situation, then hey, maybe you need to go take some type of class of self-defense. You go take up boxing, go take up a martial art, go take up something, and that can be your motivation to become tougher, stronger, whatever it is. And that motherfucker try to play you, you whoop their ass one good time, embarrass them, you'll never have that probably again. You know what I'm saying? It probably problem again. That's just kind of how I see it. That's just kind of how I look at things. You got to fight because, look, I'll send him to Jared. But I see, look, man, y'all got to watch out. Jared over there doing like, you ever seen the little Asian kids that be doing the flipping and kicking and all that other shit, fucking jumping up 3 body heights high and shit. Yeah, that's what Jared be up to, man. Y'all got to make sure y'all follow him on the gram. It's very interesting. Yes, the judo chop. But judo, yeah. Man, I had a partner, his dad used to always crack jokes. He's like, I was a judo master. And he would say like this little funny judo joke because it was something, but it was not like a judo move. But he would always talk about that shit. That shit was funny. But I think it's necessary, man. I think it's very necessary that kids learn to fight back because society is becoming very soft. And, now people are always looking for somebody to come in, swoop in and take up for them. That's something I noticed with this video with the Jesse situation. A bunch of people are trying to make Jesse into this hero. He thinks he's some kind of hero now. I'm the gay Tupac. I fought the fuck back and go be super gay, go be super black. And that's what I say. I hate when they combine that. Like, being gay is one thing, being black, and I hate when they because that's always what they try to do, combine the gay movement and the black movement. It's two completely different things. Be you. That's basically what it is. And So my thing though is like people are looking for anybody else to be a hero, to represent something, to stand for something. Like I don't want nobody to be a hero. I don't want anybody to be my representation. I want to figure it out for myself. Because guess what? They get the heroic awards. They get whatever they get. I don't get none of that shit. I'm still just a motherfucker trying to figure it all out. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It's just you got to stay away from all that off the wall stuff. So black people are unorganized and ignorant. So I just said is very worried about me. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Don't they look? You do what you say. If you teach kids to fight, we have more adult altercations like Bow Wow. No, see, because Bow Wow can't fight. That's why he got beat up. If he'd have known judo and he could have put her in a safe throw onto the bed, maybe she would have stopped attacking him. But instead, he just got the brakes beat off of him, looking like he got into a cat fight. Motherfucker look like he's probably put a switch on his face. It's crazy. So again, like I say, man, you know, it's wild. The Gillette commercial, man, fuck that Gillette commercial, man. Don't even get me started on that shit. I had an idea for that, and I may have to see how that plays out. I may still do it. So am I watching it myself on the TV? Yeah, I got a screen with the kind of to the side there, but I'm looking more at the chat. Sometimes I switch the boxes around and stuff, so it just depends. Sometimes I have a different screen with a different chat on there. Covering the face, oh, that's bad business. But sometimes, like I said, I look at it just to make sure, you know, I ain't looking too crazy on the screen. But again, I think that it builds confidence if am I watching? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm. No, I mean, this is just an image. It's not a real TV. It's just I don't even know where I got that thing from. But I'm watching through my PC screen. But I'm hoping that's what you're asking. I don't know. Maybe I might have miscued it. Maybe I got it twisted. But you know, just let me know. But my thing is, you got a good point there, Heidi. I've got to get on that. I think that, you know, being able to defend yourself, it builds up a level of confidence because then you're not afraid to speak your voice or speak your opinions just in case you do get into an altercation. If it does, you know, you're more willing to stand up for what you believe in. And that's why I feel like kids need to have some type of ability to physically defend themselves, you know, or you know, if you got to get a little bit more aggressive in a situation, then do that. But I think that helps with confidence, and I think that helps with, you know, development. I think it's very necessary. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Josh. I mean, look, you can't be going to a university, you know, and then sliding through trying to go down to the HBCU. Don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You punching down. No, it's not punching down. That's when you attacking the victim. You're lowering your standards. All right, find you a university cruise with a variety of man. Look, man, fuck all that. I love my people too, but I ain't trying to kick it with them all the time. I'm trying to see some diversity. I already know what my people up to. I'm trying to fuck with some other motherfuckers to see what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some game from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's that. You know, fuck that. That's the wild shit. I got a couple of Instagrams. I don't even use my main Instagram. I don't even put nothing on it. I need to start posting more shit on there. You say what's real shit keep the den going. It's also just like this at the beginning of the ride. Yeah, and that's the thing. Let's talk about that for a second. And that's why I say I've definitely had some. I'm not gonna lie, because if you know, I don't think I've done the sauce in 2 or 3 days, and not because I think the last thing I talked about was the OC when Houston got the OC. But I mean, it don't matter. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter as long as you go to college. You got access to women. You don't have to be a star or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a star or anything in college. Like, you could be the most regular motherfucker on campus and win. I mean, you don't have to be an athlete. That shit don't mean shit. You don't have to be a fucking anything. Just be a regular motherfucker. Be comfortable being you. You will win. Like when I went to U of H, I did not tell anybody I played fucking football. I didn't tell nobody anything. Nothing. I told nobody anything. I don't know. I mean, I think that just comes down to individuals. You know, everybody's their own individual. I think that D1 athletes have more access to white girls than black girls. So, you know, I think that I don't know if they love them more, but then again, once you get around a different crowd and you see how different women behave, so then that may skew your perspective or the way that you are used to. If you used to, you know, coming from a hood and, you know, around a bunch of low income, low minded, poverty minded women who aren't, you know, suggesting for, who aren't striving for anything better, you know, and they with the ratchet shit and they loud and they trashy and this and this, then you like, okay. And then you go to college and you meet people from different cultural backgrounds and you meet women who carry themselves a little bit differently, that were raised differently, and you interact with them, and you know, that might be something that's more appeasing to you. So I think there are differences. I think there's a lot of small statistics, or not statistics, but small nuances that go into it. But to each their own. Everybody got a thing that they prefer. No, I'll take the cleats off. Just no socks. Socks is the limit. If you take your socks off, now you're making love. Don't take your socks off. It was funny because I heard somebody talking about that. They were talking, you ever watch the black pornos? Why don't the black guys ever take their shoes and socks off? They're out there in their Jordans and they're getting it in. Everybody's talking about it was for better grip or some shit like that. My thing is, don't take the socks off. If you take the socks off while having sex, you're making love. You know what I'm saying? You done got butt naked and you are comfortable. Don't do it. You got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? You need some type of grip or traction with the sock action. Depending on if you're on tile, it probably don't help. Who knows? But, you know, you got to be able to make a move quick. You know what I'm saying? So don't take off the socks. All right? Unless you didn't put in work, you know, you monogamous and that's your lady, then 1 out of every 3 times you can take the socks off. But don't take off the socks. Don't be getting all willy-nilly taking your socks off, feeling all good, falling in love, you know, and it's over with. That's my philosophy. Let me pour up in my cup real quick. But no, but all seriousness, man. I started off playing defensive end and they moved me to an outside linebacker. Basically same shit. Fucking, for the most part. They start dropping in fucking coverage. Fuck that shit. That's why I say, like, that's why I look at Merciless and I look at Clowney, and that's why I say I can speak from experience. Like, played Ian like most of my whole career, and it's a different feeling when you got to stand up and adjust and do all that other shit, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what it is. Chances are you'll be taking yourself, I don't do it, D-Love. Look, your first time, I'm giving you a warning. I'm giving you a warning, man. Don't take your socks off. Don't take your socks off. Just be cautious, man. I'm just telling you, you know, the second go round, you know, do what you do. But the first time, keep your socks on. This is helpful advice. If you think I'm talking crazy, I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. So, terrible. So let's see. Keep them hoes on indefinite. Yeah, like I'm telling you, what you gonna be like? Well, you know, last time it worked for me when I kept the socks on, so maybe I'll just, you know, I ain't gonna change up the ritual. And trust me, you heard me? Yes. Do Persian guys have sex with the pointy shoes? I don't know. What do Persians do? Work got you working. Nah. Tell them you in the den right now. Tell them you can't be doing all that shit. Tell them you need a den break. But I mean, you know, ultimately though, like I said, you know, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But I was saying, yeah, talking about, you know, comparing the sauce and the den. And you know, like I say, yeah, I'm pretty transparent for the most part. Things that are related to what I do on the internet. So I speak pretty open-mindedly about most things, except for certain ideas that I have. There's still, like, you know, I just certain stuff I don't put all the way out there for future benefit. But being realistic, being very realistic. A couple of things that I've been thinking about with the sauce, and these are things that initially I never wanted to do, but there is a limit. And I got to do a little bit of research to figure out a couple of things. I got to crunch some numbers, but the sauce has a limit, and there's a couple of reasons why the sauce has a limit. One, being only Houston-based sports, Houston's a very fickle city. Houston is a very, very fickle city when it comes to sports. So right now, with my limited baseball acumen, football is king, period. You know, football is king, period. The fact that it's based basically how football goes is not ideal, you know, because it could be certain time, like right now I could put in all the work in the world. Yeah, I could do some different things, but it's not going to be as interesting. The Rockets, whether they do well or bad, I mean, last year they were the best team in the league throughout the entire regular season. Their playoff run was just as good as Golden State's until basically the last game. It was better, actually, until that last game or two. But do you think that brought anybody in, that brought any new? No. That lack of attention was, you know, kind of interesting. It was almost like and it's just kind of studying some things. So I put a ring on it. Do I still have to keep the socks on? Yeah. Because, you know, just in case you have any regrets, you know, the sock is like, you know, the contract is not valid. The marriage contract is not validated. It's not truly, what is it? What's the word that they use to, what's the word that they're using? I can't think about it, but it's not fully validated until you have sex with the socks off. So as long as you keep your socks on, you know, you test it out, give it a few go rounds, but okay, I'm cool with this. Then you take the socks off, bam, marriage is consummated. That's what it is, consummated. Then you've consummated the marriage once you take your socks off. So there's that. The thing is, and I'm not saying it's not going to grow, but what happens is, from what I'm viewing, and then again, like I say, you know, part of it is I haven't committed as much to the Rockets as I should, and that's just being honest. Because, like I say, I just kind of I kind of saw what it was, kind of where it was going last year, but and I've let that kind of deter me. And then I'm not gonna lie, the last little growth of the den as of recent has had me thinking about things differently and trying to figure out how can I translate that to the sauce in the same fashion. But what that means it's going to take is breaking news happening in Houston, being on top of it, dropping shorter videos, things of that nature. Even the little mellow videos and things like that didn't quite happen. So I think that situation changes up. Say bring the round table to the dead. Well, I bring folks in every now and then. I think that's a deal. I got to figure out a way that, like I say, as far as the phones, I hate switching up the fucking shit. Have to put all them other extra earphones and shit on. I like being able to just wear these and not have to switch it up. That I got the thing on the fucking PC where I can take the calls. But yeah, just like I said, it's things that I have to work on with the sauce, because I have a vision for sauce sports. The den too. It's all like I have a vision for both of them. And like I said, I got to get I'm gonna have a store open tomorrow, because I got to start getting on my fund blast, my fundraising, because I need to make I need to make. I need to invest in some new equipment. I need to invest in some new equipment to do some things differently. Because I have a plan. Like I got ideas for the sauce in the den. I mean, some crazy shit that I think would help both of them grow exponentially. But my debate with myself right now is, because I was doing today, I was kind of crunching some numbers, looking at last year, you know, as far as, because it's not necessarily all about the money, but you don't want to be taking a loss just to do that, because I'm thinking about how much time I invest in it. And then when all came down to it, as far as what I spend monthly, what I spend overall, everything just kind of do it, I ended up kind of like in the negative, almost close to like almost $600. You know what I'm saying? And dealing between the sauce and the den. Not really tripping on that. You know, it is what it is. So I'm thinking about, do I want to make another large investment, because that's what it would be, to get some of the things that I would need to get to do what it is that I want to do. And so part of me is like, yeah, go ahead and do it and just start bringing, you know, new content and, you know, hope that it catches on. But then part of me is like, that's not the most fiscally sensible idea, you know, given that nothing is guaranteed. And so that's kind of the debate I've been having with myself the last few days, is how to go about doing that. You say you think it's the stream setup. What do you mean by the stream setup? Is the fact that I stream mainly doing more streams, or do you think the way it's put together? What would you define that? You know, like I say, I always appreciate the input, the constructive criticism, you know, because again, you guys are the ones that watch it. You guys are the ones that, you know, tune in. So I want to know what works and what doesn't work, because sometimes I can get lost in my own head and I'll be thinking all kind of shit that's cool or nifty, and then that shit never does that. No, I don't. It's all about a hustle. Like I say, I have various small hustles. I do. You asking there, Joshua? Like I say, I do affiliate marketing. I do some various reselling legally, not that type of stuff. So like I say, I stay on the grind. So that's why sometimes when I'm running late and I don't make it back in the sauce, I try to put everything in a window. And, you know, that's why I always try to have sauce at 7, dinner at 10. So I shut everything else off by a certain time. And sometimes that puts me behind on other activities that I got going on, because I want to dedicate myself, because I feel like it can grow and it could turn into an opportunity that could be something I could solely focus on. But at the same time, it's about making money. It's about, you know, you have to sustain. I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of my family, you know, things like that. And so, you know, and I say sometimes I sit down and I just kind of have these conversations with myself, you know. And so I think it is very interesting. Okay, you say I think we've been. You said grown 5 subs since growing. Yeah, and that's what I think. A lot of it came from the whatchamacallit, but I need to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, because he would be very livid if that's the case. Trust me, that would not be a keen situation if she had to do all that. It would not be very hot for Honcho. And plus, you know, I got to have my own contribution, because it is what it is. But you say, start having den friends as special guests. That might be interesting. The thing on this one, though, the thing about this is the reason why. There's 2 things with Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? The easy to swallow, chill, short videos. The thing about Super Chat is it's cool, but that's why I got the matter of fact. Let me put that shit out there. I ain't even clicked that shit today. Bow. But the reason why, like I say, I prefer like a Streamlabs or something is 2 reasons, and I explain again. If any of you guys ever start a YouTube channel, and I suggest everybody does, and you guys grow, YouTube, when you get the ability to Super Chat, there's thresholds that you have to reach every month, and then YouTube takes a certain chunk. They take about 30% out of the super chat. And the thing with that is, so say someone sends me a super chat on the 1st of this month, right? You don't get it, it stays basically in the deal for a month, then you get it the next month. So everything that makes in February, you get paid in March. So if you send a super chat February 1st, I don't get that until, the 20-something of March. And so that's just kind of how it works, So Sweet City Woman, Chi-Town, welcome to the den. That's the first time I've seen that name. So I appreciate you joining us this evening. You still got the radio voice, is good listening. Well, I appreciate that. And I tell like I say, this is, okay, 1 second. We have someone calling in. Uh-oh. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, where have you been, buddy? We've been waiting on you. How are you doing this evening, Edmund?
Pretty good. Okay. So I had a question. I don't know if I haven't been listening to the den, but kind of off topic.
Okay, well, be that way. Now, what you got there, Edmund?
So I'm in a basketball season right now, and with the organization I'm in. So what's the best way to stay conditioned? Because I can play 8 minutes and then I'm gassed out.
Okay, you're talking about the racist organization that you joined, the Hispanic organization?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no. I'm trying to get PT, because when I'm fresh, I'm like Harden, but after those 8 minutes, I turn into Kevin Hart.
That's what she said. But the thing about that, yeah, you definitely just gonna the only way you're gonna build up endurance is by using your endurance. I mean, you're just gonna have to run. You're gonna have to put in that work. The guy that David Goggins, I've mentioned him a lot because I think he's a very interesting character. He was talking about he was 300 plus pounds and he didn't do any running initially, but the way he built his endurance up was doing a lot of reps with low weights, and that's how he lost a lot of weight. And at the same time, he didn't realize he was building up his endurance by doing, basically hundreds of reps. So, that's a good suggestion, Mick. Do some meth. There you go. I mean, if you need it instantly, meth is the way to go. Yeah, definitely. You'll be able to play basketball for about 3 days straight. You'll never come off the court. So, I mean, those.
So I should go the Brian Cushing route.
Yeah, PEDs. Definitely PEDs. That's the way I would suggest. I mean, if you need immediate results, then you got to get drastic. But no, honestly, long term, if you're trying to build up, it's not going to happen overnight. You're just going to have to put in the work. I mean, how often do you guys play?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Okay. Well, in between that, yeah, you're going to have to, do a lot of running, or I won't say intense exercise in that sense, because you could be lifting heavy weights and that'd be intense, but you're gonna have to basically use a lot of energy. A lot of cardio.
Okay. And then one more question.
Right.
What's your thoughts on the potential sentence for 6ix9ine?
6ix9ine. What are they saying? Something last I saw was something about 47 years or something like that. Okay. The thing about the 6ix9ine kid is it's interesting because a lot of people talk about, I'm kind of diverting the subject just a little bit, but I'll get back to it. A lot of people talk about that old school dude, Frank Lucas, right? And Frank Lucas talks about why he snitched on that whole situation. And he said that those guys had a code, you know what I'm saying? And that code was you didn't fuck each other's old lady. You were supposed to take care of each other and all of this stuff. You could tell that code was already broken. So with 6ix9ine and them. 6ix9ine, baby mama has been getting run through by all the old members of the gang. They were plotting on killing him. And a couple other factors into it. So I wasn't surprised at all to find out that he's been, working with the people. The thing about him is they're going to have to find a way to get him out of the country and in some type of witness protection if he was to find some way to snitch enough to get some more time knocked off this case. But 6ix9ine, most likely he won't be in any kind of general population. He'll probably get off somewhere in prison, and I hate to say that. I hate to say it's a fucked up thing to say, but if he ends up doing 47 years, he's going to kill himself or somebody's going to get a hold to him. So, it's not, he's going to end up definitely going to cut that little rainbow shit. That shit ain't going to be fly. All them tattoos and shit on his face might symbolize something to some of the booty warriors in jail. So I think you gotta be careful.
But what about the allegations of him having sexual relationships with a minor?
Well, then that's also a thing. They don't take too kindly to that type of stuff in jail. I mean, here's the thing about jail. Now, I've never been to prison. I've been to the county for a little bit, but prison is a different story. There's a difference between jail and prison, and I think people got to realize that. In prison, there are rules and standards, and you'll be surprised. Everybody thinks of everybody being animals, and when you treat it a certain way, yeah, you become an animal. But there are standards, there are rules, there are principles, if you will. And again, rapists, child predators, things like that, you don't get very much love inside those walls. You might get love inside your walls, but you're not going to get very much love inside those walls. It's not a good look for guys like that. So it's a wrap. It's a wrap for him either way it goes, unless he somehow, some way makes a deal where he gets all the way out and he's free and clear, which means they gonna fucking which means that they gonna basically, they gonna have to put him in some type of witness protection. He's gonna have to live in Montana or some shit.
Like, do you view him differently if he does snitch? Like, if he snitches out his people?
I mean, he's already done it, so I don't view him any differently because you already knew what he was before all that. Like, they made him, they created 6ix9ine and made him what he is and capitalized on that shit because he wasn't any of that shit before all that. You know what I mean? Like, they made him do all that shit, and so he started believing all the hype. You know what I mean? And he was enjoying the life, and he felt like he was getting away with this, that, and the third, and I wasn't surprised. I knew he was gonna snitch from day one. But then the fact that when they started talking about they was gonna try to kill him and they was gonna do all that other shit, and those people, the way that the alphabet boys went and snatched him up and they gonna tell him all that, they gonna put that in his head. He gonna sit in there long enough with those other folks who trying to get after him. Once they said they moved him from one location to another, you already knew what was going on. So it is what it is, man. And Kenneth, you asked way more goofy shit than that, man. You asked the most goofy shit, Kenneth. So there's that.
So I'll finish off with this, and then you can answer after. Do you see any similarities between, like, what are the similarities and differences between what Meek Mill went through versus someone like TK or 6ix9ine is going through?
I'm not familiar about the TK situation, but TK, they had him on tape basically shooting up a car or something like that, didn't they? I can't remember.
Yeah, basically, he's a part of the murder trial.
Okay.
Essentially faced a life in prison, but
okay. Well, Meek Mill compared to these other guys, Meek Mill had a much more sustained career. Meek Mill's situation was false allegations, and then the violation situation. Basically, Meek Mill wasn't doing anything extra. Meek Mill was popping a willy, and then he got he basically that was considered a violation, where basically any interaction you have with the law when you're on papers is it can damn near be considered a violation. And then he got kind of harangued by the judge that was over his case, so his shit was kind of fucked up. These other kids, they were basically out there head first doing more dumb shit, doing stupid shit, and got caught up in the situations that they were in. So, they were trying to live this gangster life or whatever you want to call it, and they got caught up, trying to be about whatever that shit was about or supposed to be about. So, it is what it is, man. So it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that they made that decision. But Meek Mill he got caught up because he got a whole ass charge when he was really young, and then just kind of had to deal with that. So I got I don't want to say a lot of respect for Meek Mill, but I respect how he's grown throughout the years. But as far as those other kids, they're just young, dumb, and got caught up in some stupid shit, and very unfortunate. So that's all I got about that. I don't think there's a similarity between those situations.
Okay. All right, you should definitely go watch the video on Black China's mom.
What happened? What happened with Black China's mom?
She basically called her daughter a baby rapist.
Oh yeah, man.
And that she regretted having her, basically putting her own daughter on blast.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely, we'll definitely talk about that. Guess I'm gonna have to do a video about that shit. God damn, ain't that a bitch? Well, that's about it, man. I appreciate you calling in, man.
I bet.
All right. But that's the thing I've been saying. I mean, have I not said that about the Black China chick? I told you her sex tape was trash. It was the worst sex tape I've ever seen. And I'm talking about like in the history of all the porn I've ever watched in my life. Okay. For academic, educational purposes only. But it's the worst I've ever seen. Ever. And the fact that she's so desperate for fame, she's out there messing with these little young dudes, or any little B-level, C-level celebrity that she can get with, and injecting herself with all of that. I mean, but it's dudes out there who'll do that, and that's cool. Like, everybody's entitled to do what they want to. I'm not the one, I mean, it is what it is, man. Oh, it's a video of her mom showing her ass. Well, I'm not surprised. What's her mom like? That's what I'm saying. What is Black China? The other one's like Tokyo something. Craziness. Oh yeah, I seen the them talking about that. 'Cause at first they didn't know whether he was which character he was in the old dress up situation. They were trying to figure out if he was the Klansman or the blackface. Oh, he was actually going to do a moonwalk? No, that'd be terrible. That would be very terrible. He said if he was doing a Michael Jackson impression or something like that. I didn't follow all the way through with that one, but that's my thing. I guess I got to get more on the breaking news stuff with with this channel, and I gotta do the freshest Houston takes with the other thing. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
Hey man, this is Kenneth.
Oh, goddamn. Kenneth, what's the motherfucking deal? Kenneth, what would you like to drop in the den tonight?
Man, I just kind of want to speak on the whole 6ix9ine, all that shit that y'all was speaking on in the air, man, was talking about, man. Like, well, I kind of want to, talk about a little bit more about the whole 6ix9ine thing. So, look, like 6ix9ine, man, nigga ain't learned this lesson. Like, people told him to quit doing this shit and all that good jazz, but the nigga just didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like the one saying, you know what I'm saying? You could take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And I feel like a lot of people, I know the dude that you don't like, DJ Academics. I feel like Academics warned 6ix9ine multiple times that, to cut out all the trolling shit, to cut out all the shit he was doing, to stop hanging around with the niggas that he was around. But the nigga ain't want to stop, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad. I don't wish jail on nobody, but he brought this upon himself essentially, man. But that's all I kind of wanted to say.
Kenneth, got a question.
What's up?
What's today?
Today is Monday.
Well, technically it's Tuesday now. I just realized that, but it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But I mean, that's not where I was going with that. Do you have school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, take your motherfucking ass to bed, nigga, and go motherfucking get some sleep and be ready for school tomorrow, goddamn it, instead of being in the den up to shenanigans and tomfoolery. Did you do your goddamn homework?
Actually, shit, I got an essay to type, actually. Fuck.
You fucking up, Kenneth. See, I had hope. I had faith in you, man.
I'm going to type it.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with these last minute shenanigans, man. Look, you know I'm gonna be over there. with Mama Cologne, and you know Gary is not happy. So, I mean, you know, hey, get to work, my nigga.
Lame as hell.
So, there's that. I'd actually, before I cut him off, before y'all said it, he said to get a new chair. If you haven't, I'm surprised nobody's noticed. I got like a new chair like about a week ago. I'm fat though. That bitch about to start squeaking and shit already. That whole comfortable and shit. It's all padded and comforting. So there's that. So again, you know, there's that. Hey, it's all good, but your mama like it, Kenneth. And thank you, Miss Sweet City. Oh, not Street City. Oh, that'd be a bad. That's a completely different name, Street City. Sweet City Woman Chi-Town. Thank you. I appreciate it. Kenneth, go do your goddamn homework. I'm serious about that, man. You can't be out here fucking up. I know, you know, the den is cool, but you need to be focused on your education. That's what's most important. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund again.
Edmund again. Did you just get back from your first run? You know, building up your endurance?
Yeah, I did it through another method, but I don't want to discuss it. So.
Oh, okay. I don't want to talk about that, Edmund. That's how you lose endurance. That's not how you gain endurance. So you're working backwards there. But what you want to drop in the den this evening, Edmund?
So it's a bit of a more personal question.
Okay.
So Valentine's Day is coming up, and I got an RSVP for Valentine's Day, you know, party during the evening. And so the chick that invited me, like she was just inviting everyone, and you know, she's probably the finest chick at U of H. I don't know, in my opinion. So like, what should I do? You know, are there going to be too many dudes trying to get her first, or should I just look for other fishes at the party, or how should I approach the the party?
My first suggestion is before you go to the party is to bathe. Just make sure you're fresh. You know, make sure you're clean. You know, wear something decent. Wear something, you know, nice. Again, without me knowing the details, the ratio of, you know, it may be an overwhelming amount of sausage. So I don't know, you know, what the situation is. Party sounds kind of sketchy. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know what's going on, but you said she just invited everybody, so it could get really willy-nilly. But again, my thing is probably it's how many times have you had interactions with this young lady?
I'll say a few times, but most of the conversations have just been through Snapchat. Okay. But the party's basically girls get in for free, and then there's only a few limited free spots for dudes, and then the rest have to pay, you know, an entrance fee.
So how does it work?
That's why there's going to be more females than dudes, and so the chick that's setting it up, she has like 3,000 followers on Instagram. She always posts pictures of her in bikinis, and like she loves showing her body.
Okay, send me that gram. I'll do some investigating. But no, seriously. But seriously. So what are the requirements to be one of the guys that gets in free? How does that work?
Basically, just, you know, first come first serve. Well, you have to get an RSVP, sign up through some site, get the ticket for free.
Okay.
One free ticket per person. So, and then I don't know if there's any left, but supposedly it's a big party, so there's gonna be a bunch of booze, chicks.
This shit is complicated. Like shit, back when we used to party, we just show up to the house or show up to the spot, you know, buying tickets and shit. God damn. But you know, I ain't mad at that. Get your hustle on. Man, look, here's the deal, man. Just go and see what happens. Don't go with any preconceived notions or expectations. just go and have fun. So whether you hook up with that chick or you hook up with any other chick, or I don't know, sometimes you say some strange stuff, Ed, man. I don't, you might be on some other shit sometimes. Maybe you don't even hook up. Maybe you make some good connections and, maybe it leads to something further down the line. But man, just go have a good time. Don't sweat all the extra shit. Just go have fun. Do your thing. Obviously, when it's all that Valentine shit, people gonna be in the mood. So you may have better than normal odds to get you a win. So I think you got to do your thing. You do your damn thing, man. Throw some brute on that shit. God damn, they still make brute. That's a thing, But yeah, you go out and you have a good time, and motherfuckers see you having a good time. You'll definitely get your own little level of attention. But if you shooting for who you say is the finest or she's the hostess, she's gonna have too much other shit going on to really be focused on whatever else, because it's her party. She's trying to make sure everything's going right. She's trying to make sure, hopefully trying to make sure people are having a good time and that everything's going as it should be. So she might be more distracted than available, and you may think that it's you're getting rejected or ignored or whatever it's going to be, but that's not the case, Yes, Jess Sarah, always leave the socks on. No matter what happens that evening, leave the socks on. If you wake up the next day fucked up and one of your socks is missing, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, man. So keep track of your socks.
What does that mean?
Oh, man, look, okay. I mean, you just don't want to find out, okay? If you wake up the next day and you're missing a sock, you probably got a little Ed man on the way. So there's that. Nah, but just go have a good time, man. Don't panic. Don't be stressing on that shit. Go have a good time. Go do your thing. Invite a few of them to join your racist association, and I think you'll be all right, man. I think you'll be all right.
And what is Boot 33, or what is that? What is that for?
Man, just Google them shits. That's all I got for you on that. Google them shits. Oh my God! Yeah, you'll go Google them shits, man, and then you'll be ready. You Roxy, you don't tell her. You just follow those instructions. Yeah, you'll be good, man. And I'm definitely gonna inquire of how everything turned out. So there's that. Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure I tell the story next week, or whenever after the party, and then I'll make sure to send you the recorded video if it happens.
No, look, hey, I don't want nothing to do with no videos, no proof, no evidence, no nothing. Y'all ain't finna get me caught up in no shit. But I appreciate the call there, Ed, man.
All
right.
Love you.
Oh, I saved somebody. I don't know who I saved, but I saved somebody. I saved somebody because it was coming. So, y'all may thank me later. I don't know who it was, but somebody got saved this time. Because y'all know, look, Edman was on a good streak, man. Edman was on a good streak, and then he was about to hit somebody with the okey doke. He was about to hit somebody with the okey doke. So there's that. Y'all are welcome. But yeah, man. So like I said, it's ultimately, I forgot what we were talking about before Edman called. Edman called, Edman always changing up the game. Man, say Texas on my arm, got Houston on my back, hands up, you feel that fuck Steph Curry. Appreciate the love. It looks like I'm right here, so it looks like I'm saying it. Well, it went away. Appreciate the love, White Persuasion. Thank you very much for supporting the Den. And let me just throw that on there, like a little shameless plug. And I'll just say tomorrow morning, because I probably ain't gonna tinker with it tonight. But tomorrow morning, the StaySaucy.com will be up. Like I said, I've been working with a lot of stuff. It's even got baby clothes now. So you donate at streamlabs.com/The Den Show, and it's a little donation tool there. But yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about the super chats, and I was saying that the reason why I like Streamlabs better than the super chats, because the super chat could take up to 50 days or so before you even get that. And then Google takes, their 30% out. But with the Streamlabs donation, it's either instant or within the next day. And they don't really take anything out of that. So, there's that. So that's always a plus. Let me see what y'all who is tinkering and tweeting or texting. Almost time. You know what I'm saying? Almost out of Cougar number 12. Okay, slowly but surely they're moving up in the nation. No. Yeah, man. Yeah, make sure y'all go get, if y'all saw me rocking, it's just not here. The Harden shirt the other day. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Go show Like Persuasion some love. That's a dope ass shirt. And go cop one from the Persuasion store. You're guaranteed to get 60% more looks 100% of the time when you rock a White Persuasion shirt. Yeah, that sounds good. I believe it when I see it. I ain't finna get overly excited about nothing. I believe that when I see that. Oh shit, man, Mick Fitz. I probably appreciate that. So the Edman encouraged me. we gonna buy fucking Edman a ticket to the party. We're gonna put a little camera on him and see how it goes down. We're gonna be live on the scene. I'm gonna go buy a ticket. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go buy a ticket, and I'm gonna be at the party undercover. I'll be a bouncer or something like that. And then we're secretly going to spy on Edman to see how it all works out. How will we know who Edman is? Well, we'll have to look for the guy who just came. Well, no, that's on a Thursday, so that wouldn't be after the basketball game. We'll figure it out. We'll look for the gentleman with all the ladies, because we know Edman has all the ladies. New topics that rich people like, and you get a rich audience. I don't know what rich people like. What do rich people like? Talk about Bentleys or something? I don't know. I don't know what rich people like. Foreign women and yachts. Poodles. I got Scotty. He's a snoodle. Man, I gave Scotty a haircut. Okay. Now, y'all haven't seen Scotty in a while. And there's a reason why y'all haven't seen Scotty in a while. I cut Scotty maybe about a month ago, maybe a little less than a month ago, and it looked like shit. Okay, it looked like dog shit. The dog's haircut looked like dog shit. But I'm quite proud of myself. I cut him yesterday. Well, yesterday or Saturday, one of them days. I can't remember. I think yesterday. No, it was yesterday. Cut him yesterday, and he actually looked pretty decent. He looked pretty decent, if I say so myself. It wasn't nothing fancy, but he gives me a hard time when you get to the feet. He started like, Scotty's funny, man, because when you do something to him that he doesn't like, and it's not very often, Scotty will sit there and take shit most of the time. Scotty fucking, he'll gently put his teeth on you. Like, won't bite you hard, but he'll just kind of let you know he doesn't care for it. So he'll just, you know what I'm saying? To let you know he's not fond of what's going on. So as I was trying to groom his feet or whatever, he gently put his teeth on me. I slapped the shit out of him. No, I'm just fucking with you. I didn't slap the dog. But he let me know he wasn't caring for that. Then so I got in his face. I got face to face with him. Then he tried to like snarl. But the thing about like Scotty, when he snarled, like his pillow attack snarl is much different than his self-defense snarl. And so he was just trying to show teeth. So I just put my nose all in his face, and then he quietly backed down because he's not aggressive at all. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Scotty got a south side. Scotty's hair on his head doesn't grow a whole lot. Like the rest of his body gets super furry, but it's like on top of his skull, it grows to like a certain length. His eyebrows get bushy as shit, and the shit around his face gets super bushy. But just like right there on the top of his head, it don't fucking grow that much. So there's that. But man. Let's see. But so there's a couple of things I guess I got to look into. You know what I'm saying? The hot topics are what's his name and what's his name? Fucking Liam talking crazy. People still talking about 21 and all that other stuff. I have to look. Like I said, I guess I got to get on top of it because I saw somebody do a video about, and I usually watch the fucking Joe Rogans. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't. The last one I think I watched was Killer Mike. But basically, I guess Jack Dorsey, the Twitter guy, some people were upset about that he didn't hard press him on the issues or something like that. Basically talking about, I guess that ghosting of accounts and some things like that. Yeah, so that's what I saw too. Oh, you did? See, I didn't see that. Okay, I need to check that out. But I saw some people talking about that he didn't. You know, he said he was gonna come back on or something like that. It was bad. Yeah, I saw somebody talking about Joe Rogan gets owned on the podcast. Like, come on, man. Jack Dorsey's the same guy who got owned by his own users for saying he wanted to go eat Chick-fil-A, and then a bunch of people on Twitter got upset with him. You know what I'm saying? That's awful. Man, look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think Joe is in a position. I mean, he's in a good spot now. I can't blame you. You could get. I can't even say the words. I'm afraid of getting deplatformed. The old AJ treatment, Mr. Jones, and then bam, it's all over with. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's what I say. That's the thing, man. You know, there's limited speech. They're not gonna let you say what all you want to say. Man, hey, that's some throwback. It was me and Mrs. Jones. Got a thing. I ain't gonna sing because if I sing, everybody gonna abandon the chat. It's gonna drop down to 0. The den canceled. Got a thing going on, but yeah, that's the jam. So I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna hurt y'all ears like that. Y'all will be highly upset with me. But yeah, man, that's the thing that's bothersome. You know, that's the thing that's bothersome. Because trust me, there's some definite. I've told y'all there are some conversations that I want to have in the den that we just can't have yet. But soon. All right, D-Love, man, I appreciate you following through. Piano window shopping already. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was the thing about Joe. Joe was. So you're making a short den video tomorrow's day afternoon. Really, I don't want to go watch it and get disappointed in old Joe. Because Joe usually stands up for what he believes in for the most part. It's like it'll be a fucking astrophysicist will come on there and tell him some shit. No. But what I saw this documentary. I read this book one time. I had a guest come on and tell me this. And they'll argue with the motherfuckers for everything. But yeah, I think, you know, because the thing is, shit, if you get kicked off of Twitter, because Twitter's still, even though they do some old shady shit, you don't have too much. I mean, you know, it seems those other platforms will cancel you quicker than anything else. Facebook, motherfucker, canceling motherfuckers right in the middle of their live streams and shit. But I just learned that I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say that for another time. That's another one. I gotta go do some investigating on that one first before I go all in. I definitely need to check that out. I definitely need to go. I might start bringing some very interesting perspectives to the den. But I want to say shout out to everybody new who's been coming through. Yeah, oh man, yeah, they gonna cancel. That's what I say. It's about what you're arguing, you know. But it's tough. I know they had one. They had like a conservative thing. I forgot what it was called. It had a weird name. I forgot what it was called. I want to say I signed up for it, but never got. I don't think I got the mobile app. But it is what it is. Vincent, appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you following through. I appreciate the call, man. And like I say, you definitely brought me some insight on an old situation today, and I thank you for that. So you have a good one. Appreciate it. Oh, that's right. I forgot the stream had started. I had to start over because it cut off on me twice. So we'll probably go about 3 or 4 more minutes. Because I'm going to try to make it at 2:30 or 2 hours and 30 minutes, but we'll go a few more minutes because I forgot the shit cut off, so my clock is off. Yeah, man, it just depends on what side you're on, and they gon' because I remember it was some stuff, excuse me, it was some things from Candace Owens that I had retweeted. This was a few months back, and the shit just never happened. Like, I retweeted the shit, we retweet with the comment. Shit never showed up, didn't show up on my profile, just nothing. Like, so I know for a fact, and it wasn't even anything, racist. I think it had something to do with Blexit or whatever they call that shit. And I tweeted a little bit of my thoughts on that, and that shit just didn't even show up. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's rather odd. Not really, I understand why, but it is what it is. Yeah, I remember something like that. And again, like, people are allowed to be and say these insane things. Again, people are allowed to be victims. That's okay as long as you're a victim. But if you, because it makes me think about the Elon Musk thing, but a chick was like talking shit about, you're just hoarding all the money and doing all this, and he's just basically talking about, I employ these people, I do this and do this. What have you done? And then all of a sudden it was, I'm being attacked. It's like, you asked a question. What? Oh, that's awful. That's terrible. No, stay away from that. Stay away from that, man. That's no bueno. No bueno. What in the hell, Josh? I don't want nothing to do with that. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yes, it's just time for you to go to bed, man. Probably about time for me to do the same. And so, with that being said, y'all know what that means. I appreciate everybody. I thank you all for coming through. Sweet City Woman, good night. Mick Fitz, I appreciate the love. And thank you for coming through. Baker Man 335. Absolutely. Yes, y'all hit that like button if y'all enjoyed. Tell your friends about the Den. Always good conversations. All right, I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be expecting you every night, 10 p.m. Central Time. Jess Sarah, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Glad you could join us this evening. Heidi. I'm going to slide in Heidi's DMs after this. No, I'm joking. But I'm voting down for the bunny slippers. Jamal, appreciate it. Don't vote. White persuasion. Already. But I appreciate all of y'all. And I want to thank y'all for being friends of the Den. And again, remember, we're all friends in the Den, whether we agree, we disagree. It's just about seeing every perspective, every side of the story. And I appreciate all of y'all. Like I say, tomorrow, same Den time, same Den channel. You already know. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all should already be home. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Hey, I'm out. Y'all be cool, man.